Today we're going to be replacing the UI board on this GE dishwasher. This GE dishwasher is about 15 years old, and about 4 or 5 years ago, I made a video on how the control panel could be sending 30 volts to your UI board, and unplugging it and plugging it back up could get it working if you had a no power condition. However, after doing this multiple times, we ended up having to replace the UI board. You're going to need a Torx T20 bit. You're going to need to take these bolts off right here. If you've been following my channel for a while, you'll realize that most of the time I have no idea what I'm doing. And I just make it through. So we're just diving into this one head first. Take the bolts out as seen. You'll need a nut driver. Just take those two bolts out right there, and then the two on each side, and then the dishwasher panel will slide out and then up. And then you're going to see these bolts right here. The two in the middle, those are the longest ones. The two on the outside, they're the shorter ones. Also, don't do what I did right here. You need to unplug those connectors first, because once you pull it out, it's a lot harder to get them off. So do that first. See, they're a lot longer, just like that. So those right there, those go in the middle. So you can see here, me trying to unplug that connector, it just pulls the thing out. Anyway, whenever you pull the whole assembly UI board out, it is going to come out with the buttons. You're going to need to line those up side by side to make sure they are oriented in the correct way. You'll see what I'm talking about here in just a second. Also, be sure if you need these parts, I'll link them down to the description below. Be sure to check those out. I'll have a few different options, partselect.com, maybe Amazon, some other options too. So be sure to check those out. But yep, just line those buttons up in the same orientation. And then once you're ready to slide it in nice and carefully, because those buttons will pop off. And then you'll end up having some problems, because then you have to pull it all the way back out and do it all over again and have to remember, oh, was this way or the other way, or what happened? So just be really careful whenever you slide in that UI board back in. I know you pros out there, you know exactly what you're doing. So just be careful for the people that haven't done this before. Anyway, just pop it back in. Then you're going to put those screws right back in place, plug the connectors back up. It's pretty easy. It's harder to film than it is to actually plug the connectors up. Now we got it all assembled, and time to put it all back together. So first thing I did, I put those two, I think they're 1/4-inch nut driver bolts back in underneath, and then I went with the side Torx bits next. I just really just used a drill on these, popped them back into place really nice and quick and easy. Yeah, not much to it, to be honest with you. And then, this is the hardest part, definitely harder to film, putting those spring-loaded assemblies back on for the door. Just, the spring comes loose. It's really easy. Just pop that little hole back in the little spring. And then wrap it around the bottom little roller pulley there. And then slide it on the door hinge. And then that's really that easy. And then put it back together. And also make sure you turn the power off before you do any of this. Turn the power off, because you are going to be dealing with some electricity here. So be safe. That's basically all it took to get this thing working. So be sure to like, subscribe, follow for more.